Okay. Hello, my name is KenanM. I would like to start by saying that sadly my computer fell 5 minutes ago, 5 minutes before we started this, so I will not have everything on PowerPoint like it was originally going to be. With that, I am a 10th grade student in the Dominic career team of the HTHS Arts School. Welcome to my TPOL. A TPOL, for anyone who is new, is a presentation of what you have learned over the year, thus transitional presentation of learning. And because of this, I will start at the beginning. In the beginning of the school year, I had a grasp on public speaking, but I did not have much experience in combining public speaking with entertainment. I had experience in leading, but I did not have much knowledge in the way of organization or organizing things that I would lead people with. I did not have any knowledge of how to refine ideas that I made, and I did not know that over the course of this year, these three things would change: from content, professionalism, and creativity. So, let's start off. Content. Webster's dictionary defines content as all that a thing contains. I define content as quality. Quality being, in a grade, you are graded on your content. This can also be rephrased as you are graded on the quality of the grade. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated in his I Have a Dream speech that people should be judged by the content or quality of their character. Now, in humanities, we did a project called Obsession. In Obsession, we were to write a short story that could be creative or informative on our favorite food. And so, in this, I wrote a story called Slice of Life, which was a creative and informative short story that explained the history of pizza and its stages. And so I will read an excerpt from that now. Slice of Life. I sit here in pieces inside the stomach of a monster, awaiting my fate. As the powerful acids burn my golden brown crust, soft white cheese, and delicious pepperoni, I can only feel sorry for myself as I lay there, dying. Power, fame, popularity, I had it all. I was once tossed and spun in the air, as many hands took care of me. Jaws would drop as I crossed the river. I was a king. Now it's gone. It's all gone. No more heated stone spas referred to as ovens. No more baths in shiny golden oil or rich marinara. It's all no more as I await my death. All that is left to do, in my last moments of breath, is tell my history, to keep the torch burning, so to speak. My journey started out rocky, and although brought reward, it has ended in despair. I am a pizza slice, and this is my story. That is an excerpt from Slice of Life, which was all these stories were published into the book Obsession. It's a good book. Recommend you buy it. Now, my writing showed quality, but the true content of where I learned the true definition of content was throughout my readings. See, in the making of these stories, we would have to read people's papers out loud in front of the whole class many times. I think we did it 4 or 5 times. And through that, I was able to see exactly how I wanted my reading to sound. And that is how I applied quality to my reading, my story. Next is professionalism. Upon asking Dominic Correa the definition of professionalism, he told me that professionalism is the act of being good or skilled enough to be paid for what you do. Upon asking me what professionalism is, in the beginning of the year, we told you it's wearing a suit, fancy tie, nice shoes, some good pants. However, now, that has all changed. Professionalism is acting what you should be acting like. It's walking the walk if you talk the talk. It's, if you look like a professional, you need to act like a professional. In the Riddle Me This project, in math class, we made a riddle based off of a math concept. I'm going to be honest with you, in my opinion, I didn't think the riddle was too good. However, the professionalism was not in the final product of the riddle, but rather in the making of the riddle, via concept overviews and drafting itself. Now, see, let me explain. One day when we were working on our riddles, Deirdre called in a person by the name of Shirley Day. She is the writer of a children's book called Luna and the Big Blur. She was good enough and skilled enough not only to be paid for what she does, but she went into our classroom and she was able to teach us, the majority of us anyways, how to write not only a riddle, but how to teach people with said riddles. She gave us many good strategies that helped us a lot. And I thought that was the true definition of professionalism. If you're good enough at what you do to be able to teach others from your knowledge. This riddle, this project, changed all of my definitions of professionalism. Next is the You Are What You Drink project. Now, Webster's dictionary defines creativity as the ability to go outside of the norm. I define creativity as not only the ability to create, but the ability to form something from nothing. In the You Are What You Drink project, in Chris's class, to give an intro, Chris taught us that the vast majority of the human body is liquid, and the largest factor of weight gain comes not from what we eat, but from what we drink. He showed us the campaigns for our You Are What You Eat. And after hearing his speech, You Are What You Eat started to sound like a waste of time. You Are What You Drink sounded a lot more logical. Unlike most projects, where we were given guidelines, things that we needed to do, and everyone did similar stuff, we were given absolutely no instructions at all. At first, I was baffled. For the first 3 days of the project, only one question was on my mind. That was, what am I supposed to do? Slowly, that question changed into, what does Chris want me to do? By the end of the first week, that question became, what do I want to do? Surely enough, by the beginning of the second week, I knew what I was doing and got to work. I built a PowerPoint, which I was going to show you the most awesome first slide you'll ever see on a PowerPoint, but once again, that's on my computer, which broke. And once again, due to technical problems, I can't show you the PowerPoint itself. However, there is, if you go onto my DP, you can download the PowerPoint from there, and it's really nice, and it's very informative. My PowerPoint informed people of the hazards that are in the average plastic bottle that we drink from, with sodas and water. Real-world connections. In the real world, I will use content. I will use it when I want to grow up. I want to be an engineer, specifically software or mechanical, or both. Content in engineering, what you create equals money, and content will push that. See, through my project in Dominic's class, before that project, I had a a somewhat, I wouldn't say low standards, but they're low compared to what they are now. Through his project, that raised my standards of myself, which will push me as an engineer and make me create better products. As for professionalism, in any job, acting your job is very vital, very important. And as an engineer, that will get me respect through presentations when I'm speaking to my fellow colleagues. It will get me respect from them. It will get me respect from my boss. And it could lead to promotions. As for creativity, engineers solve problems. You can't solve problems without a good foundation on creativity. And so through my achievement of creativity, I was able to figure out how I'm going to solve problems, and I actually created somewhat a general guideline that can help me solve pretty much any problem. Through achieving a new level of creative content, I was able to combine my skills in public speaking with entertainment, as I failed at the beginning of the year. Through learning about professionalism, I was able to organize leadership opportunities successfully. Through the discovery of creativity, I was able to refine ideas, which I couldn't previously do, down to every detail. And through the combination of these three concepts, professionalism, content, and creativity, I was able to create the TPOL, which I now present to you. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Nice job on not having a presentation. As far as the question, to kind of throw yours back to you.
Wait up there. Wait up there.
So much stuff.
No.
To throw your question back to you here. If you had to redo one of your epic presentations, which one would you redo and what would you change? One thing.
If I could redo any of my presentations, do movies count?
No, from this year.
From this year?
They're
Do
not
movies count? No? Okay. Because if I could do that, I would redo the Othello trailer. However,
I would too.
I would say probably I made a presentation as we were doing a historical thing. We were making presentations on historical figures from 1500s to the 20th century. I did a presentation on John Locke. While it was fairly good, it had a few technical difficulties, and the timing on it was far off, which I was kind of sad about. So, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions?
So who taught you the great stage presence?
That's part kudos to my mother. Part kudos to the many acting groups I've been in since I was 6. Thank you.
All right.
Did Jovan say they were epic?
I'm assuming in passing?
Even with the technical difficulties, I don't know.
I think because he overcame the technical difficulties.
That's true.
That's definitely.
The only bummer is I have to buy a new computer.
No,
Actually, all of my definitions.
Marcos will always have to, so you don't have to use that. All right, Kenan, nice job.
Good job, Kenan.
Thank you.
Very nice job.
Thanks, Dick.
They're all the
You want it? She and I are